I know my chance with her is blown, but my mouth gets carried away. I'm tongue-tied, 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 tongue-tied. I get tongue-tied.
The sixth type of woman that you need to avoid dating are women that either have exes as friends or have a high number of guy friends, all right? As a man, you know, if you are friends with a woman, even if you guys just agreed to a friendship, you know, if she's any kind of attractive, you're probably trying to get with her. So with that said, women oftentimes don't have this understanding that just because a guy is friends with them, that does not mean that he would never think about potentially trying to hook up with her or be in a relationship. And this is especially true of women that still have exes as friends, because those exes are there in part because they're thinking most of the time women are the ones doing the breaking up. So if the guy has agreed to be just her friend, he's there thinking, but at any point, if she changes her mind, I'll be back in there. If the guy she's going with now, they break up, I'm going to be able to have a shot. And in fact, even if she's with the guy now, she's known me longer, I'm going to still try to see if I can do things to make sure that she breaks off with this other guy. All right. So you're going to be with this woman trying to battle off exes, or, you know, trying to see to it that she doesn't hang out with another ex with the idea that she could potentially hook up with that person. And women will say all day, well, he's my ex, I would never. Yeah, she would never, but you know that he's definitely trying to, and that all it takes is one drunk moment to where she's going to be trying to hook up with him, or she's going to acquiesce to a kiss happening that just happened and we were just drunk one night and yada, yada, yada. Same thing for a woman with a lot of guy friends, because again, even if women typically can kind of feel like, well, we're just friends, but I know he has a crush on me. I've heard plenty of women say, I know this certain guy friend has a crush on me, but we're just keeping it platonic for now. But again, he's been there longer. And women that have a bunch of guys around, whether they're using them as orbiters to you know, in case she needs something fixed at her house or a bug killed or whatever, the point is those guys are still being used for some form of attention. That is no bueno. So if she's got exes in the background, don't date her. And some of you might think, well, I've already started dating her, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet. But how can I have her get rid of the exes? I find it very simple. If you're doing the right thing when you're dating her for 2 or 3 months and you're not bringing up a relationship and you're waiting for her to bring it up, inevitably she'll say to you, hey, so I want to be your girlfriend, or what are we, yada, yada, yada. At this point, if you know that she has exes in the background that she's kept as friends, this is when you can say, well, do you have any exes in the background that are still friends? If she says, well, yeah, I do, you don't need to force a woman to get rid of those friends. You don't have to say, well, if you just have those guy friends or those exes, then we're not going to date. Again, we're all about women need to feel like they're making the decision to get rid of these guys. So if she says to you, well, yeah, I still got, you know, Bob and John that are exes that are still friends of mine, you can just say, okay, great. You know what? Let's just keep it the way it is. And she'll probably respond with like, well, what do you mean? Say, well, you know, you said that you have exes of yours that are just friends. So let's keep it as it is. And she's like, but I want to be in a relationship. I said, well, you know, I don't typically, you know, get into serious situations with women that have exes lurking in the background. But and hey, I'm not going to force you to change that up. We can just keep it at the level that it's at right now. Totally fine. And at that point, she has a decision to make. You haven't told her to outright get rid of these guys, but you are saying if she wants a relationship with you, then this is not acceptable behavior to you, and you have every right to decide what behavior you will or will not accept in your relationships. If the stuff that you don't want involves her having exes there, that's totally in your right. Just like she has the right to keep those guys as friends, but she also knows now what your boundaries are. And I find oftentimes that women actually want to know what your boundaries are, and it's more likely they're going to respect you in the long run if you set up some kind of boundaries. But again, it's not about forcing them to get rid of these guys. It's just letting them know that as long as they're around, you're going to just keep things where they're at. You're not going to call it a relationship. This also gives you the ability to potentially be seeing other women at the same time because it's not a relationship, and that'll leave her with a decision to make. But yeah, don't actually agree to be in a relationship with a woman that you know has exes as friends still.
Thanks for listening to the Introvert Dating Success Podcast. Visit us at introvertdatingsuccess.com for more great tips on attracting women using your natural introvert charm. Oh, yeah.